I the asshole for turning my cousin gay and then everyone against each other? Pardon? Wow, what's up, rebels? My name is Leo and I am one half of Leo and Willie. We are engaged, we are queer.
Country boy, I love you.
And today I am back with another Am I the Asshole? LGBTQ AI edition! By the way, yes, I know that the setting is different. I've moved recently, so this background is going to be evolving in the next couple of videos, but this is what it's like right now. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Gay agenda. Gay agenda. Gay agenda. Gay agenda. Gay agenda. Am I the asshole for not inviting my trans friend to boys' night? So I, 23 male, have a big group of friends that have been together since primary school, and we have stuck by each other all throughout our school and even during college. And we get 2 to 3 times a week to go to the pub, play video games, or even go on hikes. We have some ages here. It looks like 4 people, J, K, H, and N, between the ages of 23 and 22. So one of my friends, Angie, not her real name for obvious reasons, transitioned from M to F over last year, and before that, pre-transition, my boys and I would occasionally invite her to boys' night. But after she became who she was always meant to be, the way she always should have been, the boys and I decided that we no longer felt comfortable with her attending our boys' nights, as we felt it necessary that we have a boys-only space. Angie wasn't even really a part of the group pre-transition. She just was at school with us, so we occasionally invited her. We also figured that this would give her gender euphoria, and inviting her to a boys' night might cause dysphoria. That's understandable. And we all stand by our decision. But anyway, Angie would see our stories of us hanging out, and once came up to me when I was getting takeout for my boyfriend and myself and asked why she wasn't being invited to boys' nights anymore. And I said, because you're not a boy and we're just trying to support you. She got upset and left the restaurant. Later, her sister, who we also went to school with, texted and called me a, quote, cold a-hole. And perhaps I was, but I was conflicted. I thought we were doing the right thing. Okay, first off, can I just say I think it's so wholesome this friend group exists. Like, I think that these guys having, like, a regular boys' night and keeping that friendship alive through all these years is really cool, and that's a really wholesome thing, so yay for friendship and being consistent with your friends and having that time together. That's really cool. Friend! This is such a unique situation, and honestly, I know I'm smiling, and it's just because I think that it's really sweet that, like, everyone's heart is in the right place here. Like, it's not like, I don't think that they were being the asshole, to be clear. I think that they were trying their best to be inclusive and to be mindful of their friend, because she is trans, and the conversation of, like, gendered spaces but also social spaces can be a little bit tricky to navigate, and trying to figure out where those boundaries lie and where those lines get crossed or where those lines get redrawn can sometimes be a little bit confusing or a little bit conflicting with, you know, trying to make sure that you're also being inclusive and being there for your friend. I think it's really kind what you were trying to do, regardless of whether or not it was the perfect thing for this person. And it is unfortunate that, like, she felt hurt by this and felt excluded. Obviously, that doesn't sound like it was the intention here. So in that regard, I don't think that anyone is in the wrong here. I think it's just a sort of, like, sensitive situation. I will say, I just want to, like, point out that, like, I think it's really cool that, like, the main issue and what they're trying to figure out is, like, they're not upset at her for being upset at them. You know, the writer is not being like, hey, I'm mad at this girl because she's being pissed at me because I was trying to be inclusive. It's not like the sort of backhandedness where the inclusivity gets taken away when there's conflict. He's still very much trying to be inclusive and trying to make sure that he's doing the right thing. And, like, going onto the internet being like, hey, am I doing something wrong here? And if so, what is it? I think that's cool. Before we wrap up on this one, they also posted an update shortly after this original post, so let's go and read that and see what happened. Update. I apologize to Angie. I told her we support, we care for her, and we want the best for her. But boys' nights are sacred. But they are trans inclusive, as one of my guy friends is FTM, and we treat him the same. Angie says that she understands, but has lost most of her friends and just needs support. So we agreed one of 3 boys' nights is just mates night for everyone. So, happy ending, question mark? I think that this is a really great ending. I think that this is like a really wholesome ending to this conflict, if conflict is the best way to put it. I think that creating a mates night and not just a boys night so that she can be included and y'all can also have that guy space to just like have your boy time, I think that's really cool. And I really love that you were able to come up with this like compromise that included everybody and allowed everyone to have space and to be like included and to be recognized and to be able to hold space with their friends. There's a lot of issues that can come up with transitioning and social differences, not knowing how to interact with your peers as yourself after you transition. And there's a lot of like gender barriers and things like that we don't always know how to navigate when we transition. And so I think it's really cool to see cis people who are friends with trans people and are trying their best to be inclusive to their experience and trying to be mindful of things like dysphoric situations and how to be supportive and how to create euphoric situations for your friends. I think that's really cool. Like,
she's an ally. Talk, Valentina. Ally.
These are, people that are a few years younger than me, not much. And I think it's really cool that we're in this day and age where my generation and the kids that are younger than me are really coming up in a world that is trying to build inclusivity and trying to really like push these conversations and learn from these situations and be like, hey, how do I help you to feel like I'm there for you and supporting you because I want to be and I'm here for you? But also, how do we like make this best for everybody and inclusive for everyone involved, How do we adapt? I think that's really cool, and props to y'all. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my FTM boyfriend because I'm not gay? Juicy. Let's get into this one. I think this is gonna be tea. I, male 20, and my boyfriend, FTM 21, have been together for almost 2 years. Recently, he came out as trans FTM to me and his closest friends. Since he is still only studying and his parents aren't supportive, but I already have a job, I've offered to pay for his treatment. Some weeks ago, we talked and I told him that since I'm not into men, maybe we should break up. I offered to help pay for his testosterone until he can pay for it himself, but he got angry and called me a transphobe. Am I really a transphobe? I tried my best to be gentle and told him that we didn't need to break up immediately if he didn't want to, but just that we should probably start to slowly stop dating. Also, sorry if some of these sentences don't make sense. English isn't my first language. Wow. First of all, English was no issue. Just for the record, I find a lot of times when I read posts that happen to have the person at the end be like,
Hey, English isn't my first language. Sorry if this is convoluted or doesn't make sense.
Most of the times, those are the posts that are the most easiest to understand and comprehend. Like, I don't know. Y'all are perfectly fine, please. You are not the asshole in any way whatsoever. I think that this brings up a big topic, a big hot button topic that a lot of people like to debate about, and that is sexuality and sexual preferences and like attraction differences and things like that when it comes to trans people. In the post it says that y'all were together for 2 years, almost 2 years. Like, obviously there's a lot of love there, there's a lot of care there, and it's very evident that there is still in the fact that you are willing to and offering to pay for his treatment, for his HRT, because he's not in a position to be able to do that for himself. I think that is such a selfless and caring thing to do, and I don't think that it's necessary. And I mean this with all the care and the love in the world. I think that you are kind of doing too much. You're doing too much in the sense of like you trying to say like, we don't have to break up right away. Like, if you don't want to, we can kind of like ease this out like slowly. You're very much putting your own feelings and your own attraction and just your truth to the side, and trying to prioritize this other person, your partner, and his needs and his feelings in this situation, which I think is a very selfless thing. It's a very humble and very kind thing for you to do. but I don't think it's the kindest thing to do for yourself in this situation. I think that you need to also be recognized and be heard, and be respected for how you feel and for who you are. If you are not attracted to men and your partner is transitioning and becoming more masculine and, you know, they identify as a man, then that creates a conflict there, right? Like, that's just 1 + 1 = 2, you know what I mean? So given that it's such a black and white thing, or it can be such a black and white thing, I think that the fact that you're going above and beyond to sort of try to accommodate for this situation with your partner speaks to a sort of unhealthy balance in the situation. Obviously, I'm saying all of this, please take this with a grain of salt. Anyone listening to this, if you happen to be the person who wrote this, I highly doubt that that person's going to see this, but if you do, hi, I'm not judging you and I don't know your life, so I don't know all the ins and outs, but just from what I can gather from the post, I think, like, you seem like such a very sweet and kind and loving person. You very much care for this person, obviously, and in short, you are not the asshole at all. I think that every person, whether you're cis, trans, non-binary, anything under the sun, you have every right to feel the way you feel and to have the space to express that, especially with your intimate partners, your close people in your life, your loved ones. It's time for the final asshole. Dun-dun-dun-dun. 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 Now, I saved this one for last because it's a bit of a long one, so buckle in, besties. We're going on a ride. Am I the asshole for turning my cousin gay and then everyone against each other? Pardon? Okay, I have questions, but let's just get into it. I, 20, female, started a huge misunderstanding in my family over something that happened years ago. It all started 5 years ago when I was 15 and was staying in the countryside with my aunt and her son for summer break. For context, my aunt hates gay people. That's fun. Not just that it is a sin in our religion, but being homophobic was also her entire personality. And it wasn't just her. Everyone in that place despised gay people. Now, at the time, I had a girlfriend. Oh, lovely. So a queer person having a summer in a homophobic household, that sounds like a great old time. Ew! Now, at the time, I had a girlfriend. Let's call her April. April was around my age and also came from homophobic parents. And surprise, surprise, my cousin, who was 18 then, let's call him Sam, also had a boyfriend. Secret lovers. Sam and I never told anyone about our relationships. However, as teenagers, we wanted to spend time with our partners, but we couldn't do that due to the homophobia, so we decided to troll everyone. I'm so here for this. I pretended that Sam's boyfriend was my boyfriend, and he pretended that April was his girlfriend. Oh, they did a little swapsies, a little parent trap situation. Okay, I see you.
Una gay.
Everyone believed this, so whenever I was with April outside, I would be like, yo, that's my cousin's girl. Very sly. The best part was that when one of our partners stayed over, they ended up sharing rooms with the person that they were actually dating. For example, if I brought my boyfriend home and he stayed the night, my aunt would make him share rooms with Sam, my cousin. Likewise, whenever Sam brought April home, she would be in my room. Genius, I know. And nobody figured it out until 2 days ago. My aunt called me and unleashed a barrage of insults. She used every slur that you could ever imagine. It turns out that Sam invited her to his wedding, where he is marrying the same guy from 5 years ago. That's kind of cute that they're still together after 5 years and they're getting married. I love that for them, despite the homophobia that's going on right now. Yay for them. She accused me of turning her, quote, God-loving Christian son into a sinful man. This couldn't be my fault because Sam and his boyfriend were already together before I arrived. Also, it's not your fault regardless of when you came into the picture because, like, we can't turn people into gay people. Like, you don't turn people gay, they just are who they are. But, yes, also, you weren't even there, so, like, dumb. It's just dumb. Anyways, she thinks that I'm the one who turned her son gay, and that this is because of me that Sam and his boyfriend did sleep together, and then they became gay. I don't understand too. I'm sorry. Okay, so she's saying that because you dated him because this was your boyfriend at the time, and then your boyfriend was sleeping in the same room with your cousin, then they became gay because they were staying together, and it's your fault because you were dating the boyfriend of your cousin.
What? Child. Anyway, so
Sure, Jan. Sure. After she hung up, I started getting calls from my relatives, all of them insulting me. They blocked me on everything. Then, after that, they called my mom and insulted her as well. My mom was confused as to what was going on. She asked me what happened, and I ended up telling her everything. I imagine that was not a fun conversation. I've never told her how I spent that summer before this. The thing that she focused on was that back then I was pretending that Sam's boyfriend was my boyfriend. He was 19 and I was 15. My mom lost it when she found out that my aunt was actually okay with me dating someone that was way older than me when I was 15. And my aunt didn't even bother to call or tell her that. Interesting that this is like what's been the focus. I'm not sure if maybe mom is struggling to like process the LGBT side of things, like the main situation going on here. Like, I don't know why it's kind of been derailed to this like age issue, which I will say, like, a 19 and 15-year-old being together is weird. Like, I'm not saying that it's not. I just find it a little bit interesting that mom kind of derailed that a little bit and just focused in on that in particular, rather than the whole like your sister or sister-in-law is accusing your child of turning her son gay. Sounds like maybe that would be the more pressing issue, but I digress. My mom started calling my relatives and then screaming at them. Some of them took my aunt's side and some of them took my mom's side, and they are now arguing with each other through the phone as I'm writing this down. Sam called and apologized for the way that his mom acted. He said that she was crazy and that he had cut her off after what happened. So, am I the asshole? Wow. Whew, that was a lot to unpack here. There's a lot of empty suitcases now. Wow. Okay. First of all, no, you were not the asshole in the slightest. You were a 15-year-old having a summer vacation at your family's home. Like, you were just a closeted gay kid trying to live your life, and so was your cousin. So neither of you were in the wrong for any of this. Neither of you did anything wrong, and you're not the asshole in any way whatsoever. I think the asshole here is your aunt, obviously. I think that deflecting because of her own homophobia and trying to blame you for her son's sexuality, which shouldn't even be something that you blame anyone for. It's not something to blame on anyone. It's just obviously who he is, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I know that she's got this particular mindset that means that she's going to be biased and bigoted towards LGBTQ plus things, and your son being gay is probably one of the biggest horrors that she could imagine. So it's really unfortunate, and I'm really sorry to you that she lashed out and like attacked you as a result of this. I wish that parents would just like kind of swallow their pride more and just be there for their kids and support them, because like I think when it comes to anybody, whether you're like trans, gay, bi, lesbian, queer, anything, you know who you are better than anyone else on this planet. I say that in a lot of my videos, and I mean it so much. No one is going to be able to tell you who you are, and no one is going to, in my opinion, be able to have any say in who you are, especially when you are literally telling them, hey, this is who I am. No one has the right to tell you, hey, that's not true. Like, that's crazy. I don't feel like I need to say this to you guys, but in case anyone has stumbled across this and isn't in alignment with these sorts of ways of thinking, homophobia is the real issue here. It is not being queer. It is not being gay. Being queer, being gay, being a lesbian, these things are not in any way transferable, contagious, anything to that effect. And insinuating that that is the case is completely ludicrous and insulting, and yes, bigoted. It's completely rooted in homophobia and really harmful tropes that attack an entire group of people, and make queer people out to be predators when we are just human beings. So, No. Bad aunt. Bad auntie. No. Alright, you guys, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. What are your thoughts on these Am I the Asshole posts? Do you agree with what I said? Do you have other thoughts? Please share them down below. Also, if you haven't yet, please go and click that button down below and subscribe. Also click that bell so you don't miss anything from me or my partner Willie in the future. We are so grateful for all of you that are here. We are trying to reach 15K. That is our biggest goal right now, is to get 15K subscribers on this channel. So if you want to join the Rebel Army, go ahead and click that button down below. You can also join our Discord. The link is down below as well. We have channels for you to talk about literally anything from art to gaming to transition to selfies to literally everything is on there. Anything. And if there isn't a channel for you, talk to the admins and they are going to create one for you. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to drink water, eat carrots, and Willie will see you in the next one. Mwah. Goodbye.
Agenda, gay, agenda, gay, agenda, gay,